15 minutes, it's yours.
Dear bondholders, we are here to present to you our newest investment proposal. As you can see, we are entering the US furniture market. But before to dig into that deeper, I want to introduce my team members. We have Lila. She is our customer development expert. We have two brilliant guys from the strategy unit. Martin, responsible for the corporate strategy things strictly, and Micha, he is from Slovakia, and he especially came here to help us with the competitors. And finally, I'm Veronica, and I'm representing the investment analysts. So what do we have? What are we looking at? First of all, it's crucial to say that we have more than IKEA on the furnishing market. We found a new rising star, a new company, which is mainly focused on customer experience, upscale customers, who has immense growth opportunities in expanding also domestic coverage or expanding abroad. And we made a rough but very conservative valuation of the company, and we suggest you to buy the majority of this company. And of course, we will also cover the really appealing exit strategies, for example, selling to main competitors.
Just to give you a brief overview about the situation, here we highlighted some interesting facts about the Toyo Furniture. Actually, it's a privately owned, high-quality designer furniture retailer with the products provided by domestic producers and sell under known brand. We operate outside of the major metropolitan areas, focusing on second-tier cities in the Midwest. And we have 29 at least showrooms and one distributional center. But what are our key competences? As you can see, we identified three factors. The first one is the highly trained sales force, which the company has put a great effort in. I mean recruiting and training it. Secondly, the shopping experience, which means the personal connection with the salesman, great design and the layout of the shop, and the possible 3D demonstration option. Last but not least, the delivery and the setup is included in the price. So these all three factors result in customer loyalty, which is our huge strong suit. Now, let me give the word to.
So, how does the market look like you're about to invest in? As you know, the crisis hit hard. So, after the crisis, this industry is just about to regain its power. And as you can see, furniture sales are about to grow, although the growth is about to decrease. The main characteristics of the industry are the slowly improving economic climate, and as this is about furniture, of course it is closely linked to the housing market, and well, it's dominated by a few big players. You can divide the industry to conventional stores and specialty stores. You can see that specialty stores are more successful in terms of sales. It's $343 per square foot, and they also have 68% of the total unit sales compared to 32% in the conventional stores. And well, the company is located in the specialty store segment. So you can see that this segment is doing really well. Within the segment, we are located in the lifestyle specialist, and you can see that this has the second best sales growth in 2012. And well, about the segment, the sales growth, the store growth, and the gross margin is higher than that of the conventional stores. And there is only one new member in the top 100 in 2012, so basically not so many new entrants. And you can see that there is a 9.9% sales increase and also a 10.4% increase in the store count, so the industry is growing.
The Toyota furniture is positioned in the exclusive market with really good designers and high prices. Just to show you where are the competitors, we made this chart which is showing just 3 of our 100 competitors. And you can see like IKEA, the really big company, is not competing in our segment, but there are many smaller competitors in this circle with us. As you can see, Toyota isn't the biggest one, so there is for sure an opportunity for growth, and it can reach higher volumes of sales. Okay, we try to compare Toyota with some similar companies on the market, and we noticed some really big differences. And one of them is that Toyota has absolutely different way of selling. It focuses on the customer experience, and when you come to shop, you are welcomed by really good shop assistants, and the shop makes you buy the product because of the service. Other companies, as you can see, they provide many channels, so you can't really grasp the experience of shopping. As well, what I want to point out is that a portfolio for this company is pretty narrow, so there can be potential for growth by expanding the portfolio.
So about the price. First of all, we approached this company from the side of competitors. We use the equity price to net income ratio, and as you can see, there's a big variety of numbers. It's totally usual because we have, although they're all competing in the home furnishing segment, they have totally different business model. Let me explain you just one. For example, Vesat is a company who has the whole portfolio from the manufacturing to their own stores. We don't manufacture, and we don't have our own stores. So yeah, that's a different model. We also have here Williams Sonoma, which is a really main and great competitor on this market. But you should know that this company has a great exposure all over the globe. They are, for example, operating in the United Arab Emirates and in Europe as well. We are only right now, just this company is in the United States. So when you get the average and value Toyota by these companies, you will arrive at roughly $250 million. But we decided to dig deeper, and thanks to our financial analysts and investment analysts, we prepared a really difficult model, which I can, highlight some main things. First of all, we should concentrate on sales. It's important to know that between new stores and the older stores, there is a really big difference between the growth rates. So it's ranging from 70% to 0%. So we are aiming to keep up the high growth rates at the new stores, and we are aiming to, this company is aiming to grow the sales growth in the older segment. As you can see, the costs also, so they have a lot of variable costs, of course, because when we are boosting sales, of course, our costs will grow as well. But one interesting thing to point out, that the cost of goods sold in the percentage of the sales dropped nearly 30 percentage points in the last 7 years, because mainly because of the economies of scale. So I think we have a great opportunity here, boosting our sales And we have a really great opportunity on the cost side to use the economies of scale, use our bargaining power.
Okay, but we all know that this situation is not enough to follow the growth and sustainable development. So we were looking for new opportunities. And then we found that we should do market development and market penetration. Market development is beneficial because we can utilize our capacity. It's good for the economies of scale and for the wider domestic network. And also market penetration to exploit the strengths of our current business model, because it's good, we just need to further improve it and the higher margins. So who are our target customers? Meet Kate and John. They're living in the Midwest, in St. Louis, and they're working in investment banking. They are working a lot, they have a huge salary, but they don't really have time to go through a lot of shops and look for their furnitures. But they would like to invite their friends over and have some fun and be proud of their nice apartment. So what would they do? They would go to Toyer because they have high quality products. There's no time pressure, they won't have to spend hours there. And it's really convenient because they can see the rooms that are already furnished. They can imagine how it will look like in their own apartment.
So, as my colleague has just pointed out, you can see here the targeting strategy, the marketing strategy and the targeting. She mentioned our group. About the positioning, we would base it on the pillars of high quality, our unique customer service and the shopping experience, and the values that were highlighted on the previous slide. And in order to keep up the growth rate, we would open 6 showrooms a year, which would cost $12 million roughly. Here you can see the different factors we use to during our analysis: the market saturation, the population, disposable income, and the required capex level.
So the very last thing about this company is how you can exit it. We provide 2 opportunities. The first one is professional investor. It can be like IKEA or Ashley, which are really big companies with a much greater market value, so they can buy a toy for expanding their offerings. Or another option are financial investors, which could seek another bigger revenue from this business. Okay, so let's sum it up.
So quickly sum it up what my team member just presented to you. So what are we looking at? We are looking at a furniture company targeting high quality customers, above average income, focusing on customer experience, a company who very successfully survived the financial crisis and has really great growth opportunities both in the US and both outside the US. So why invest? Why are we coming with this investment proposal? We made a very complex company valuation arriving at $160 million, and we think that making an $80 million investment to have almost the majority shares of this company is not so capital heavy. You can easily do that. And I think with investing not so big money in a really greatly performing company with really appealing exit strategies, I think you should go for that. Thank you for your attention.
Key point, the concluding point in your presentation was that there are very appealing exit strategies. This is something I like to hear. Okay? Now let's analyze a bit more in detail. So you said, okay, professional investors is one way to exit. Would they pay the right price, do you think? An attractive price for us? Why would they do that? Can they think of any synergies that they can benefit from if they buy out the company?
Well, for example, in the case of IKEA, they can just establish a new line because they have more like, they're targeting the medium income people. they could have the higher income people as well, so a new market. And I think that's the same for Ashley Furniture and Williams Sonoma. So they could just gain a new market for investing in us.
Without really integrating.
Concerning like Williams Sonoma, they are having a really big manufacturing in the United States. So they can work with with our suppliers to join our effort in producing equipment. So they can do some.
Okay, so maybe there are some synergies there,
Yeah.
right? Okay, just a quick look at the financial investors. Of course, financial investors are looking for significant growth, right? What are the sources of significant growth of this company now and 5 years from now as well?
Okay, so now this company is just on the West, and it has power to expand in the United States and as well as abroad, maybe Europe or China. So this can, after validating this business model, you can really prepare expansion strategy for another branch.
Okay, can I ask you a little bit more details on the growth, because I'm not 100% satisfied with the answer. If we go to slide 14, which has the numbers on it. Right, okay. Yeah, correct. So basically what you're saying, we are right now in 2014, so by 2017-18 we would double more or less our revenues. And if I look at your historical financials, from 2006 to 2007 it took you 2 years to double. From 2007 to 2010 took you 3 years to double. From 2008 to 2013 took you almost like 5 years to double your revenues. So what you're telling me is that you are now back one step and you are able to double your revenues in more or less 3 years. This is a very strong statement, so I would really love to hear. The market looks to be growing so-so. Where does this come from?
Actually, we analyzed the market, and there's a trend that in this, let's say, specific segment, there's a bigger growth rate compared to the mainstream, let's say, ICA segment. And you were asking the sources. So by establishing these new stores and growing state-wise, I think with our values and core competencies, it can be easily transported to other regions.
Okay, but where do you get the money from? So we invest the, whatever, 80 million, then you can basically spend it on the expansion itself, or?
Yeah, actually in the first years you can see that there's quite small income because of the costs of the expenditure and setting new shops.
Just one question connected to István's question, that you have mentioned that your product and your shops are quite distinctive, which are very light. My question would be that without communication and without the people knowing that new store and buyer should go there, then it's nothing actually. What is your marketing strategy regarding the communication channels to get known your brand and your shops?
Well, we have an excellent sales force, and our previous business strategy, and I think we should preserve it, it was that our sales force people were just really telling it to their friends, and their friends were telling it to their friends. So we didn't have this marketing strategy that comes from the TV, and it's really trying to convince you, but in the end you don't really end up going there, because it's just from the TV and you know it's a paid spot. But if your friend tells you that, I don't know, I bought this furniture and it's really good and all my friends said that it's nice and it's comfortable, it's good quality, then you will go and you will buy it.
If I can add one more thing, our customers receive comments from our salesperson. You don't have to choose right now, make your decision. You can go back anytime, we are waiting for you. And we have, this strategy is working really, really great. That our marketing forces are not the usual channels, we are not on billboards, we are not in TV, but we in the store. Okay, we grab the people to the store, but the actual marketing part is between the salesperson and the customer.
The last question.
we just talked about the revenues. Can we talk about the costs for a second? This is a retail business, right? You have more like variable costs rather than fixed costs. So how come your cost level is going to come down relative to sales? I understand it was a very appealing thing that the shift from 70% to 40% was due to economies of scale. Is that what we see here, or how come costs can come down even more?
We saw these trends at our competitors, and we saw that so our costs are really tied to our sales, and we had the same trends, and at the end we basically based on our competitors, we said it can be lower when the business is even more effective. So it is competitor validation.
This is not really a base scenario, it's more like an improved scenario, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Team C, thank you so much. And I'm asking for the next team for the presentation. Team E. You're Team E, right? E. Yeah.